I can see the Dow going back to 25,500 next week sometime.
What's up, guys? It's your boy the Alligator. You know the name of the game. Last week there was a major correction in the stock market, which is a fancy term bankers like to use, which is pretty much a euphemism for people lost a shitload of money. The market almost crashed, had a bit of a mini crash, and everybody takes a hit once in a while. This is the stock market, right? But there's ways to avoid it and to make it less painful. And the best way to do this is by acquiring as much information as you can to develop your sense of perception and where the market is going a day from now, a week from now, a month from now. Now, market perception cannot be taught. You have to develop it yourself and you have to practice. And it will come natural by acquiring, like I said before, acquiring as much information as you can. So the first things you need to follow are the world markets. You need to know everything 24 hours a day, what's happening in the markets all over the world. So first of all, you need to follow the Asian markets. You need to know what's happening in different indexes. The first one is the Nikkei market in Japan and the Shanghai market in China. So I suggest that wherever you are in the world, you set your alarm clock just to wake up, check it out, see how they're doing and why they're doing, why they're moving up or they're moving down. Because as soon as Asia closes, Europe opens because of different time zones, right? So the market that you need to follow, or the index you need to follow in Europe, is the DAX, which is a German market. That will give you an indication of what's going on in the European market. So almost as soon as Europe closes, the New York Stock Exchange opens in New York. So if you know what's going on in these three different markets that are obviously correlated, usually it's a clear indicator of what's happening one after one. So for example, if this is not 100% of the time, but it usually happens. So if Asia closes higher, Europe would open higher, and then if Europe closes higher, New York would open green as well. And this is not a formula, but it just, markets are kind of this way. They feed off each other, right? There's a direct correlation between these different time zones and these different parts of the world. Another one you should be following is the Moscow Stock Exchange, because usually it's correlated with the price of oil. Not all the time, but again, if oil is down, the Moscow Exchange will be down as well. And it's interesting because the way in Moscow, if it closes higher, then it's likely that there will be a good day for oil companies in the United States the next day. If it closes lower, the opposite would occur. Again, this is not 100% formula, but it gives you a clear indication and it helps you with perception. Obviously, you also have to follow the prices of oil, which are clearly very important for the energy markets and energy stocks, which have a huge weight in the stock markets worldwide. And last but not least, you need to be reading the news 24/7 every day. The CNNs, the BBCs, etc. You need to know how the world is doing because it clearly affects the market. Is there a positive vibe? Is there a negative vibe? Bad news, good news. Obviously, market news. You need to be checking out Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, etc. to read about specific sectors, where they're going, specific stocks that you're willing to invest your money so that you make money and not lose money. So yeah, and stay away from the scams that you see on Facebook or on the internet regarding like GNUS, Hertz, CHK. These are bankrupt companies that everybody's pumping up, but that's gambling. That's not investing or trading. So stay away from that. Focus on real stuff. That's real companies that are making real money and in real life, not the bankrupt pump and dump scams that are all over the place in the internet. Okay, so trade safe. And as the Alligator, you know the name of the game. And if you have any questions, contact us. All right, take it easy.